Watch a line of ants navigating a sidewalk crack, and you are witnessing a sophisticated logistical operation. Thousands of individuals moving as a single synchronized unit, navigating obstacles with no apparent hesitation. When we see this level of coordination, we naturally assume there is a blueprint or a manager. Our own history of building complex things, from skyscrapers to software, almost always involves a central authority giving orders. In an ant colony, we assume that role belongs to the queen. But the queen is an egg layer, not a general. She sits in a subterranean chamber with no view of the outside world and provides no strategic direction to her subjects. This creates a paradox. How does a creature with a brain smaller than a grain of sand execute flawless supply chain management without a leader to oversee the map? The solution is the superorganism. By surrendering individual autonomy to a shared biological program, the colony functions less like a group of insects and more like a single distributed animal. This system is built on emergence, a decentralized structure where global behavior is the result of simple, localized interactions. No one sees the whole nest, they only see the task immediately in front of them. That labor is divided into specialized castes: the nurses tending to the young, the maintenance crews stabilizing the tunnels, the soldiers guarding the gates, and the foragers exploring the perimeter. An ant's role is determined by age. Younger ants take safe roles in the nest's heart. Maturing ants move outward for defense. Foraging is the final stage. The colony risks its oldest members on dangerous work, ensuring the next generation is never interrupted. This biological conveyor belt ensures the workforce is always distributed where it's needed most. The colony doesn't need a manager to hire or promote. The passage of time handles the staffing. But the colony must be able to pivot. If food appears 50 feet away, how do thousands of nearsighted workers find it? They use a chemical internet. By secreting pheromones, ants leave data trails that trigger specific, automatic behaviors in any peer that crosses them. When a forager finds sugar, it heads home, dragging its abdomen to lay a scent trail. Other ants follow this path, reinforcing it on their return to create a data loop. Once the food is gone, ants stop adding pheromones, and the trail naturally fades. This creates a system of instant feedback. The colony reallocates its energy supply based on real-time data, bypassing the need for a central hub. This mechanical efficiency is possible because ants do not navigate the world as individuals. They operate with a singular focus, surviving the genetic line. Army ants will interlock their own bodies to form living bridges. They endure the weight of the entire colony marching over them, crossing impassable gaps. Honeypot ants act as living storage tanks. They swell their abdomens to many times their original size to hold nectar, hanging motionless for months to provide a communal pantry that the colony can tap into during a drought. Perhaps most striking is the sick worker who, upon sensing a contagious infection, will walk away from the nest. She exiles herself to die alone, preventing the spread of disease to the larvae. In these moments, the ant stops being an organism and starts acting like a cell, a white blood cell or a specialized tissue that is entirely expendable for the health of the body. Humans often rely on our intellect to solve these same problems. We build hierarchies, committees, and complex chains of command to move information from the bottom to the top and back down again. But every layer of that hierarchy adds friction. Information is lost in translation, and the time it takes for a leader to issue a decree often lags behind the reality on the ground. The ant colony bypasses this friction by removing the leader entirely. It is a strategy that has allowed these colonies to master teamwork and navigate environmental shifts for over 140 million years, predating the rise of the mammals. The next time you see a lone ant on your path, remember that you aren't looking at a bug. You are looking at a single component of a massive, distributed machine that has solved the problem of coordination. It suggests that the most resilient systems aren't those with the strongest rulers, but those where every individual responds to the same simple, local signals with total alignment.